Good evening, everyone. It's Tuesday evening, just approaching 7 o'clock. Here we go with another edition of the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net. This is March the 8th, April the 8th, losing months. And we're waiting to see who's going to pick up the net. I'm going to wait for 7 o'clock to roll over. Our usual Tuesday night net controller is busy with some other things. So we'll see if perhaps somebody else throws their hat in the ring. If not, then yours truly will be the net controller and host of the net. All right, it is 7 o'clock and nobody's opened up.
VA3ZOE. I wonder if anybody wants to throw their hand up and give it a shot to be net controller for tonight. Any volunteers? Please come down.
That's some spooky audio there, Chuck. That harkens back to the old 11-meter days. When did you turn on the echo chamber?
Please forgive me. My mixer, when I powered it back on, it automatically reverts to the special effects. I'm sure I'm going to have to listen to that on the YouTube stream.
Yeah, you can just label that one God mode.
Oh my goodness, that is funny. I looked down at my mixer and there was a number there that usually is off, and it was lit up with the LED there. So yeah, okay, oops. So do we have any volunteers?
Well, I'm a volunteer. I've got nothing else to do for the next hour.
Alrighty then, take it away.
All right. Welcome to all Tuesday evening, April 8th, to the Tuesday evening edition of the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net, which meets on this repeater Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, and Saturday. That'll get everybody all confused. At 7 p.m. And on Thursday, we actually meet on a simplex frequency of 446.125. Simplex being communicating without the use of a repeater, which keeps us on our toes, helps us get a little motivation to improve our stations, and verifies that radio-to-radio communications is still effective. So we've got 3 so far watching on YouTube. I am live streaming. Just throw in my call sign in the YouTube search box and scroll down until you see the red live button, and that's where we are. Let's see now. Let's take a quick standby for any time-sensitive mobile or priority traffic stations. Okay, nothing heard there. So there's no priority and no emergencies. That's good news. So anyone, anywhere, come on in as long as you get a call sign. Don't make it up. You have to have a valid call sign in order to operate on ham radio frequencies. And we do have lots of resources here in the Hamilton area to assist you with getting your license. So that's always good news. So anybody, anywhere, throw me out your call sign. Let's get them in the log.
Victor Echo 3 Kilo Delta Tango.
Victor Echo 3 Kilo Delta Tango. Good evening, Noel. I sent you an email just a few minutes ago, and gives you a very, very brief guideline of what it takes to run a net. The start, the middle, the finish. There's a lot of thinking on your feet that you can throw in there, and you make it your own. How are you doing today? And it sounds like you're totally 100% over that cough and cold and whatever that dismal plague that you had before. So you're over that and on to looking for better things, right?
Absolutely. Also, I don't know if my voice is any different. There's also this bass mic and that I switched to a little while ago. Yeah, I was half tempted when you were checking through it out, but a little bit of an 11th hour to kind of psych myself up there. I think I might have needed a little more time, but no, I see I just pulled up my email there. I see that there, so I will look into it and hopefully, yeah, we'll all try. I'll try soon.
Yeah, no worries. You can test it out in the shower and, kind of work up a routine. It's nothing fancy. I mean, you've talked on the radio hundreds, nay, thousands of times, and nobody gets killed, so it's all good.
Well, that is a good way of looking at it, I guess. I would certainly hope not any danger that way, but yeah. No, other than that, I thought I'd just kind of say hi and I guess acknowledge what you guys were doing there. I will still not going to back out, but I'll try.
Alrighty. Yeah, we'll keep asking, and hopefully we'll have a few others that take advantage of that opportunity. I know that there are several clubs that have public speaking as a topic, and they meet on a regular basis in order to enhance their skills and abilities. But somehow, having a microphone in your hand and knowing that there's literally thousands of people out there listening to you, even though there's only going to be about 12 or 14 check-ins, it kind of gives you that liberating feeling that you're in control. Anyways, Noel, certainly appreciate you check in, and I think I saw you with an S9 signal to my station, so everything's working good there as well.
Thank you for all that. Yeah, just putting around here. I will finish up what I'm doing. Gotta go looking on Amazon for a new USB hub. I plugged one of my drone boards in, and there's a tiny little piece of solder that shorted out one of the contact pads, so it blew out my USB hub.
Uh-oh, that's not good. Careful soldering. Yeah, USB. Everything talks to everything, and so if a little short circuit happens, what is it the German guy used to call it? A short circus.
Yeah. It's I did actually have a smoke stopper. It's like a low. It only lets a little bit of current through. If it goes over a certain amount, it just completely cuts it off. And yeah, I always forget to use that on the first one. And that's not the first time I've blown out a USB hub doing that. But usually it's pretty good. But anyway, I will stop going on about here and let you pick up whoever else we got.
See how easy it is to run a net? You just start up a conversation, and it flows all by itself. Thanks again, Noel. Certainly appreciate it. Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, standing by for further check-ins.
Victor Alpha 3, Lima Bravo, India. Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango.
Two more fine gentlemen heard from Larry and Albert. We'll take them in that order. Good evening, VE3LBI. Go ahead.
Eddie Mac, I take it you got the email from Bill. I replied to it. Full intention, sitting in the backyard by the pool under the palm tree, sipping pina coladas. Thought about that, walked outside, took my winter coat off, came back in the house, put the fireplace on, and sat downstairs and drank beer.
I'm thinking that we maybe got two different emails. I got the email this morning that said that he understood that we were of a anti-establishment mentality. but recommended that we join the Burlington Amateur Radio Club anyways, because it's the best organization that he's ever known of. And I chuckled. So the only thing that pollutes authority, other than power, is money. And when there's money coming together with people who are just trying to get along, there's always an element that is unexpected and unfavorable. Did you get a different email?
No, same email. I just responded to it, that's all, with my feelings about it. So nothing negatory or negative or anything, but no, I just responded back to him.
Yeah, kind. Oh, I know what I could do. I could report it as spam or phishing or something like that. Anyways, yeah, Thursday evening is the brand new start for CW Basics. And anybody who's interested in climbing on board, let us know. We'll share the meeting invite with you as well. And they're going right back to chapter 1, which is a really good spot for me. The previous email I got from the instructor was, I thought of putting you and Larry in the beginners class. And I immediately sent back a note to say, beginners is exactly where I need to be. All right, Larry, what else is going on the East Mountain?
Nothing too much. I did mention to him that's the reason we started up the group in Hamilton, the VE3ZOE. So he fully understood. No negatory or negative comments back or anything. So anyways, I did respond to it. I thought that it was worth a response. I didn't want to leave him hanging.
Yeah, I'll have to put some fine words together and make sure I don't insult anybody. But yeah, I learned today that, well, I've learned a long time ago, but I had a couple of situations develop at work today. And when I went to talk to my boss about both of my responses, I said, by the way, I think I'm going to need a new backspace key real soon. And he just chuckled. So as it was, I had to sternly correct some people that were going astray. And yeah, I just I had to admit to my boss I wasn't making any friends today, but I did use the backspace key, so I didn't say anything inappropriate, and I didn't use capital letters, so they didn't think I was yelling at them. Anyways, thanks for your check-in tonight, Larry. Anything else before we move along to Al?
Nope, can't think of anything else right at the present time, Max, so I'll let you carry on. Thanks.
Okay, very good. VA3BT, Albert, at 30 over S9. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, good evening, Mac, and everybody on frequency. We're doing all right. It's Tuesday, slowly getting to the Friday there. Almost halfway through. And we're doing okay. Not too much here to report. Another day in paradise at work, as we say. So we'll just hand it back over to you there, VA3BT.
Okay, very good. And the current job is wrapping up by the end of the month, and then it's on to bigger and better things.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. They're talking about, I don't know, it's weird. They're talking about adding, like a kitchen sort of deal with a bar, and I don't know. But anyways, I got to finish up what I got going on here first. And then that would be a whole separate permit on its own. But anyways, if that's the case, hey, that's another month or two more for me.
And then by that time, the weather will be really nice in Barrie, and the trailer will be a perfect place to be.
There you
go. All righty. Very good. Okay, Albert, certainly appreciate the check-in. And yes, it is the day before Wednesday. And I wanted to save that for Chuck, but yes, we're going to call it AREG Eve. All right, so let's see if we got any other check-ins. This is Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey on behalf of the Lake Ontario Radio Club. Standing by.
VA3 DCS. VA3CJZ.
Okay, two more fine gentlemen, Dave and Chuck, and let's take them one at a time. Go ahead, Dave. What was the clicking thing going on with your mic?
Is a clicking thing going on?
Kind of sounds like the key up is maybe squeaking back and forth a little bit or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, maybe. I don't know, possibly. I was kind of leaning forward when I keyed up, so not too sure.
No worries. Once you got keyed up, and I guess you start to carry on the conversation, everything seems to settle down, but it's noticeable. Is this the stock hand mic?
No, it's the, if I can focus on it, SM50 desk mic. That's what it is.
Oh, that's the same one I use for my HF radio. I've never had anybody mention that the mic button was creaky. All right, a little Vaseline or something. I don't know. Whatever seems to work. Anyways, a beautiful Wednesday today. Nice sunshiny day. Traffic was light. I trust all was the same for you.
Yeah, I didn't get home much while I was working, but yeah, the traffic was light coming home, and we got kind of changed the subject. Got the little one going in for his dental work, the little pup going in for dental work tomorrow, and new regiment. They send you home. I guess he had blood work done the other day, last week, and they sent us home with some doggy Valium to start giving it to him this evening and first thing in the morning, and that way they're kind of relaxed and not too anxious when they get to the vet.
Okay, and of course, you being a good guardian of your pet, you decided you had to take a couple of them yourself just to make sure that they worked okay.
Well, that was my thought. They should give us some as well because, yes, the pup's going in for some, dental work, and it's a general anesthetic, so they're going to be put under. So it's not like our nerves are not tweaked up a bit.
Well, at very least, they need to give you a shot before you get the bill.
Yeah, we'll just close our eyes and hand them the card.
Yeah, that's maybe not such a good idea as they finish their Amazon shopping. All right, trust all goes well for the puppy, and dental work it comes off without a hitch, and obviously recovers from the general anesthetic without any complications. Anything else before we carry on and bring in Chuck?
No, nothing else on this end. We'll be listening along, so you can, call up Charles.
Well done. I see what you did there. Okay, let's bring in VA3ZOE. Good evening, Chuck.
All right, let's try it without the echo and reverb this time. I was listening to it there. It's pretty funny at the beginning. So VA3ZOE. Good evening, everyone, and hello, Guy. I want to say a big shout out to Wade, VA3NCA, for offering to license my cousin Guy when he's ready. He said he could do remote licensing, And so I thought that was a very nice way to offer that. And that would put another notch in his belt anyways. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, Guy had a question for me last night, asking if he could talk to a Hamilton repeater from Ottawa on a handheld. And the answer is yes, if it's IRLP capable. If the repeater has IRLP, which stands for Internet Radio Linking Project, then yes, if you know the code, if the repeater owner, lets anyone use the code to link up to another repeater here in Hamilton, then you can do that. Now, unfortunately, the ZOE repeater does not have the linking capabilities, but the VE3NCF repeaters, I understand, do have that capabilities. So all Guy would need to do is find a repeater in Ottawa that has the IRLP, and that way. So I thought that was a very good question for a studying ham, and I want to wish you good luck, Guy. It's a lot of fun. You could do a lot of different things. You should check out some videos on YouTube, YouTube University. Anyways, back doing some research for the net tomorrow. The AREG net, of course, longest running simplex net in Hamilton. And that'll be tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on 146.430 megahertz. Simplex, of course. And so I hope to hear everyone then. And so I guess that's it for me. Back to you, sir.
Yep, very good. And I saw your note on here, not Wednesday, Mac. No, I didn't mean today was Wednesday. I was saying that today is AREG Eve, like Christmas Eve, the day before. And, we're just wondering when you're going to come down the chimney and leave some treats in our stockings.
Okay. Well, I thought I heard you say today was a nice Wednesday drive home, or something like that. So maybe have to play it back and see. But regardless, it's all good.
All righty. That wouldn't be the first thing that slipped sideways out of my mouth. Anyways, I'm glad you squeezed in a little plug for your net. That's more than fair. And of course, if you have time, don't forget to check in with Chris on the Burlington Amateur Radio Club net on Wednesday at 7:30 on the RSB repeaters. 2 meters and 70 centimeters are usually hooked. So RSB repeater is another one that has linking up capabilities. And I'm not sure about OBP. We'd have to check on that. But the other method of reaching Hamilton area repeaters, if so equipped, is through Echolink. So if they have that internet connectivity, typically Echolink works with them as well. But like you say, the ZOE repeater stands alone. And the real win here is the ZOE repeater has triple redundancy power backup systems because it's inherently part of Mohawk College. Well done, Terry. All right, Charles, anything else before we make another call out?
No, I think that's it. If I think it's something, I'll bring back in there. Thanks, Mac. VA3ZOE.
And we'll certainly look forward to having Guy on a list of amateurs. Speaking of amateurs, I got an email today from RAC, and they have proudly announced that they have had some serious deliberations and informed the organization that runs the Dayton Ham Fest that RAC will not be sending a delegation to the Ham Fest this year as a result of international tensions caused by tariff wars and other situations. So I'm actually glad that they stood up and put on a bold face for Canada. And I don't know how many of other of you are RAC members, but that's probably the only organization at this point in time that I don't mind throwing a few dollars to every once in a while. Alan is certainly a good representative on behalf of all of us. Chuck, anything to say about that?
Yeah, you made me think there a little bit, Mac. I think that's. I agree with what you said. Other than being able to throw money at them, that it requires burping a wallet at the try. But yeah, for sure. Be proud and show your pride.
Absolutely. So, yeah, any chance we get to reinforce our Canadian sovereignty, we'll certainly take that opportunity. Anyways, thanks for that, Chuck. Appreciate your support. And of course, if you disagreed, would you really tell me? That's okay. You don't have to say. This is Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, standing by for any further check-ins to the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net. Come on in and say hi.
VA3NFG.
VA3NFG, good evening, Steve. How's life over there? Was this the off day? I think you said you were off today.
No, sir, I work today. However, I am off tomorrow. So, there you go. Just giving you a check in there, Mac, to get on the list there before you close it up there. What number am I? Number 9?
Oh, you can pick any number you want. We don't discriminate. We can call you number 66 if that makes you feel better.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that'll work. Sure. 66 it is. Hey, I could be 45 from the 11-meter band.
Yep. As long as you don't claim to be 706. That one's already spoken for.
Yeah, okay, Mac, roger that.
All right, very good. Anyway, you're doing a fine job into the repeater. Your Quan Chang has dissolved all of its milk solids, and the mic is working just fine. And of course, Chuck is going to bug you tomorrow night about the progress you're making on your ham shack station, right?
Yep, roger that. Yep, we'll be plugging away at it tomorrow, for sure. Getting close. It's actually the frequency at which the progress is going has picked up. So, we'll take it if we can get it.
Well, absolutely. It's absolutely a lot closer than it was, say, last April. I would say it's a year closer to completion.
Yeah, I've just been humming and hawing about how to attach the supports, but there's a number of ways I can do it. That really didn't really slow me down. My shop vac blew up last week too, on my weekend off there. So I don't want to do anything in there until everything's cleared and all the stuff is stacked up. You know what I mean? So since then I bought another vacuum and used it, and it's pretty good. Does a good job. One of them Home Depot $78 jobbies,
Okay. It's rigid.
Yes, sir. Lifetime guarantee if you register online. If you don't, it'll still be here warranted, but not lifetime. So for those out there, make sure you register your rigid product.
The 11-year-old just woke up. I'm going to leave that alone.
Awfully hard of you.
Okay, don't egg me on. All right. Well, glad you got your vacuum cleaner situation all straightened out there. That really sucks. Anything else before we find out who else is lurking out there in the fringes?
So we'll let you see who else out there is going to check in.
Very good, Steve, and thank you again for your check-in. Certainly appreciate it. This is Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, standing by for any other check-ins. I'm listening.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Delta Victor.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Delta Victor. Good evening, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It was actually a nice day out. Didn't get much done, but that's aside from the fact. Just working on the Hamiltonian newspaper, in which we had Larry Ganny, our former mayor, as an interview guest. So that's about it for what's new. Thanks for doing the NetMac, and back to you.
Very good, sir. We're here 4 days a week and on Thursday on Simplex, so feel free to chime in at any point in time, as well as the other litany of nets that we have in this local area. Speaking of which, for anybody who is net savvy, I had a request from a person yesterday suggesting that if we were able to have a summary of the Southern Ontario nets that are available, so that link could be posted on any of the URLs for our radio clubs in the area. And I'm not sure I'm web savvy enough in order to create such a document and put it out there in Webverse. But if anybody has that skill and ability, I would certainly be able to help populate the net information that would include the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club, the Lake Ontario Radio Club, the Burlington Amateur Radio Club, and possibly even the ACS group in Toronto. I'm sure if we could summarize those nets and then provide each of those organizations with the link to a reference web page, that everybody would be able to go click and say, yep, we have this. We have 17 nets to choose from tonight, and so many nets in so little time. Anybody's got a web savvy skills and abilities to create a web page that anybody could have read access to, feel free to let me know, and we can start working on this project from a public service standpoint. Anyways, let's see if we got any other check-ins or rechecks. Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, standing by.
Recheck.
Oh, look at number one with a bullet, skill and ability in the Webverse.
Exactly what I want to talk about. Your best bet, if you want to start compiling the information, you can just start a Google Doc, and you can actually share that out read-only or read-write, depending on what you want. And from there, once you have the link, you can literally just post it to Discord. You can send it to other people if they want to put it on their website, and it'll just be there. You can update it as you want.
A read-only Google web doc. Okay, very good. And which form of Google Doc? Like a Wordish type file, or because I know that Google Docs has several formats that you can use. One be a spreadsheet, others that are more PDF-ish. Anyways, any format that would be preferable?
Whatever you like, actually. I know some people really don't like Excel or whatever. You got the whole Office suite at your fingertips, just with the Google naming. So yeah, you can put it in a Word document type thing or whatever their version is for the Excel. I don't mind it as a chart, but really, however you want to get the information out there. If you have a Google account, you just sign in and you pull up the apps for it when you got the Google Docs. As far as where to share it, I can look a little more into that and send you some instructions.
Very good, sir. Appreciate all the help I can get. Okay, I'll start working on accumulating this information and throwing it into a singular document. Thanks so much, Noel. And any other recommendations, feel free to send them my way.
Roger. Back to you.
Okay, problem solved, almost. Would be totally solved if he had said, I'll do that all for you, and walked away. Anyways, not to worry. It's a group project, and we can all take credit for it once it's done. Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, stand by for any further check-ins. Feel free to come on in and say hi.
Recheck, VE3 LBI.
VE3 LBI with the recheck. Go ahead.
I sent Gary a list of the next local here.
Yep, and that's exactly the guy that complained that there was no single repository somewhere on the web that could solve his problems. And he did make mention that he had received a list from you, and he was asking me. This was when this was on Rick's net last night. He went to take a phone call and asked somebody to pick up the net. So I spoke to a couple of people, right? But in the meantime, Gary mentioned that even though Larry had sent him a list of the nets, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, he was so confused because there's so many nets and trying to keep them all straight is impossible, and yada, yada, yada. And that's where he said, it sure would be nice if all of this information was listed on the groups IO for all these other radio clubs and wherever their websites are and blah, blah, blah. So I thought, okay, well, we'll see if we can do something and take away the excuses. I guess that's what we call it at work. Anyways, certainly appreciate that you shared the information with Gary, but yeah, I guess he's just not totally satisfied. You know how it is, right? You put in an IT ticket, they give you a solution, they close the ticket, but you're not quite feeling like you've been completely serviced. Appreciate the comeback, Larry.
Okay, I think this is just for Gary. I can't see other people that know about it or how can I put this? I've had dealings with Gary before, and yes, I heard the whole conversation last night.
Yeah, but this isn't the first time that I've heard this. So, there's been times where I've rattled off a list of nets on the Burlington Amateur Radio Club net on Wednesday night, and then somebody would come in shortly thereafter and say, all that information that IMW guy has, how come that's not available on our webpage? And I'm not in charge of their webpage, so whatever they want to put on there, it's all well and good. But it seems there's either a genuine hunger for knowledge that says, hey, I've got a radio and I can tune up the radio and talk to people at a given time and date and expect to hear other human beings on the other end. Because a lot of these people that check into nets are strictly UHF, VHF guys. It's not like we are. We got HF radios and we can spin the dial and find somebody out there somewhere, even if it is for a 30-second interchange. But yeah, there's a lot of other guys that they went through the trouble and exercise to get a ham radio license, but they've got an HT and that's about as far as they're ever going to go. And they want to be able to sit in their apartment building in Toronto and overlook the city and spin the dial on their HD and check into nets. So, yeah, we'll try and make them feel like they're wanted.
Okay, no problem. Did you wish for me to send you what I had sent him?
You know what? Whatever is already done, I'll certainly take advantage of plagiarizing, and that will certainly get me on my way.
Not a problem, sir. I will forward that to you very shortly.
Okay, thanks again, and certainly appreciate you checking back in. All right, Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, standing by for any further check-ins.
VA3NFL. VA3 Golf Delta Zulu, Gary and Etobicoke.
All right, we've got two in a row there. We got Al and we've got Gary. So let's take them in that order. Good evening, VA3NFL. Al, go ahead.
How you doing, Matt? I heard Calkman or Mayor, what was it, Giuliani, and maybe started thinking about Chuck. Then I got thinking about John Sims. We used to browbeat Mayor Friday back in the day. Remember the hell he was wannabe. I just maybe started thinking, when did Chuck take over the A-Rig, Matt?
I think we'll bring Charles back in to answer that question. VA3CJZ, VA3IMW. How long have you been doing the A-Rig?
All right, well, I can hardly remember what I had for breakfast, but anyways, Al, and anyone listening, I became licensed in 2018 with the help of John as my Elmer. Also, Kevin, KKP, was also an Elmer, as well as my neighbor, Kevin, VA3NE. They all helped me. And once I got my license in March of 2018, the following year, in 2019, I believe, John left for Manitouwadge in July, mid-July, and that's when he asked me if I wanted to take it over. Or a bunch of us wanted to take it over, and so I put my hand up, and that brings us to today. Anything else there, Al? Oh, no, I just kept thinking about it. Yeah, that's all good. No problem there. I just remember me and John just browbeating that guy. That was a lot of fun times, but hey, I'll turn it back to you, man.
Okay, thanks, Al. A little bit of a hum coming in with your signal. Not sure if your power supply is throwing some AC stuff towards your radio, but or it could be a fan in the background. I have no idea. Anyways, sorry for keeping you waiting. We've been kind of chewing the fat a little bit here about this and that. I certainly hope you didn't delay your dinner for what's going on here.
Oh, no. My computer just shut down twice. I missed half of what Chuck said. I don't know what the hell is going on out here.
Alrighty. Well, it's a hobby that gives you a chance to troubleshoot and tear things apart, put them back together. Anyways, Al, have yourself a good evening. What's for dinner tonight?
Oh, pizza.
Attaboy. I've been threatened with a sausage omelet, so I'm not sure what inspired that. But, if it keeps you chugging along, that's all that matters. All right. Thanks again, Al. Certainly appreciate it. Anything else before we go and say hi to Gary?
No, been listening from, well, most of the start, but I'm here.
All right. Very good. And we'll look forward to hearing from you Thursday night in Simplex. Let's go ahead and bring in Gary VA3D. Okay, Delta Golf Zulu. I think I got that right tonight. I know I messed it up last night.
You're 0 for 2 there, Max. Hi. Yeah, hi to everybody this evening. I thought I'd come in to say hi now that Larry gave me the list of all your times and frequencies, which I can't memorize. And I can get you on direct, but I can't get anybody else so far. I'm hitting the repeater. But anyways, it's a chance to compare the signal compared to the HF net yesterday. I think there's about 3 or 4 nets on right now. The Skywide group in Etobicoke here has their nostalgia net on, and I was also able to get into the North Shore group over in Durham. They're having their big ham fest this weekend, so I told them I would pass a reminder on to everybody in the Golden Horseshoe area because it's one of the bigger ones. So they're all talking that up. I can barely hear them though. I'm like about a 3-3 reception. Their big antenna they had north of Oshawa was broken in half by the tornado that went through. I guess it's been about 2 years now. So they picked up what they had left and put it on top of the stuff that was sticking up. And I said, look guys, I can't hear you anymore, but conditions seem to be pretty good. And I could barely hear them and they could barely hear me. And we talked a little bit about their ham fest on Saturday morning. Anyways, just popping in to give you a contact and let you compare the signal on UHF versus HF. Back to you, Max. This is Gary, Victor Alpha 3, Golf, Delta Zulu in Central Etobicoke.
Okay, GDZ, not DJGZ. I gotcha. Okay. Anyways, Gary, certainly appreciate you checking in with us tonight. On direct, I have you at an S2. I'm hearing you on direct about as clearly as you're coming through the repeater. So good job both ways. I think there's also a net on Tuesday night out in Simcoe, the Simcoe repeater. And from your location in Etobicoke, you'd probably be able to hit that one too. It's fairly wide open. Anyways, I want to thank you for bringing up this outstanding task as far as some kind of a web-based information document that the various amateur clubs can throw a link on their website so that it helps us keep on top of a larger group of nets, not just the particular radio club that's hosting it. Give you all an opportunity to check in. Because as I said, you were probably listening there. I had heard previously when I shared a list of nets available in the greater Hamilton area with the Burlington Amateur Group, there was another gentleman that spoke up and said, how come we don't have all this information somewhere that we can all access it quickly and easily? And I thought, I found all this stuff out by trolling around and visiting different repeaters. I've done the research and I've gone out to see what stations I can communicate with. So that was part of my experience in the hobby. They want to be a little bit more spoon-fed. And if it opens up an ability for them to feel included and have an opportunity to communicate with the greater public, then I'm definitely about all that. So thanks again for the chit chat there last night, and sorry for messing up your call sign. I'll probably do it again in the near future. Back to you.
Yeah, QSL there, Mac. Always a pleasure. That was probably me telling you, how come there isn't a place to go to? Yeah, just original nets that you guys can hit. If you put too many in there, it's too big of a hassle to maintain because, it changes. And it does require a little bit of maintenance. But if you even had just, like 5 or 10 nets that people in the Golden Horseshoe could reach, and it's a website on one of the clubs, I think it would work fine. And I've known many other club websites that I've checked in on, and they have, like links or
other nets or regional nets, that sort of thing. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. As you said, there's a few others I'd like to say hi to, and I did promise to promote the Durham Hemp Fest to other people that I was chatting with. Hope to chat with you some other time. You probably come in to some of our nets here in Toronto. Back to you. This is Gary, Victor Alpha 3, Golf Delta Zulu in Central Etobicoke.
Roger that. Yep. And the ACS nets is also something I mentioned. I used to frequent a lot of their activities there, but it got to be to a point where you're bouncing from one thing to another. So I've prioritized the ones that I do attend, and sometimes some of them fell off the radar. Anyways, thanks again for your check-in, Gary, and certainly appreciate you representing Etobicoke. 7-3s. Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey standing by for any further check-ins to the Lake Ontario Radio Club. Okay, we didn't hear from Bill tonight. I hope everything that is okay with him. He did mention that he's waiting to get out with the good weather and test out his new to him radio with some park activations. So you just never know. Maybe he's out at a park calling CQ, but sorry we have missed his check-in tonight. So we'll make this a last call. It's 10 to 8 and lots of time left for us to take a few more check-ins. Last call for check-ins here on the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net. All right, nothing heard there. So for one and all who has checked in with us tonight, either through YouTube or via RF, certainly appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. And our long distance check-in tonight, as usual, Guy from Ottawa. And you never know, maybe we'll pick up a few more as our net gains popularity. Thanks for checking in on YouTube and on RF. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. 7-3s one and all. That's how we say goodnight. And a quick note, our sincerest thanks to VE3IQL, Terry, the owner and operator of this fine repeater, working like a charm. 7-3s. That's how we say goodbye.